Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Now, you've been hopefully you've been seeing my channel and seeing the growth of our channel. We've been covering a lot of information matters that are relevant to the country, the economy, and money. Now, this channel is not just a stimulus news channel or an unemployment benefits channel. In fact, it's not just a politics channel. My original intent when I started the channel was to educate our viewers and subscribers about financial freedom, and that is what I'm going to start to do more and more of, because I want you to get to the next level. My goal, my aspirations for our viewers and subscribers is to help you become financially free, for you to become financially successful. I want it to be raining money for you. And the way it starts raining money is when you understand the way money works. Now, one of the things you can do is check out all the different playlists on our channel. We have several different playlists on our channel where you can get a lot of information about different topics. We have playlists on politics. We have playlists on announcements from the administration. We have playlists on new career opportunities. We have playlists on economic recovery alerts. We have playlists on unemployment benefits. We have playlists on managing your money. As you've been accustomed to, we have playlists on stimulus proposals. I do believe there will be more stimulus. And also, we have playlists on achieving financial freedom. So make sure to check out all of these playlists because I want to help you get to the next level. Over the past several months and also into the future, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information, a lot of nuggets to help get you to the next level. I've done videos in different backgrounds, in different sets. I've done backgrounds with different kinds of audio, and I want you to be able to get some of the nuggets of what we've done so far in the past. Keep in mind that you can actually go into those specific playlists and check out those videos for yourselves. In this video, I'm going to go over some nuggets from the Financial Freedom series. Now, in case you're not familiar with the Financial Freedom series, we have several videos, and you'll see those videos on your screen right here. We have videos on how to prepare for a world with or without stimulus. We have videos on how millionaires are planning for a post-pandemic world, how to get help when you need help the most, how to go from $10,000 to $50 million. Yep, you heard that right. The one thing necessary to prepare for a world without stimulus and rising cases of this pandemic. The biggest myth about short-term investing versus long-term investing. How to escape poverty by floating money. I'll talk to you about the concept of floating money. Three big reasons why I believe the new year 2021 will be much better than the old year 2020. How a person who got laid off ended up getting hundreds of job offers, and many, many, many more videos. So let's just jump right into some nuggets from the Financial Freedom playlist. Let's roll this tape and let me know what you think. I want to talk to you today in this training about the psychology of money, how you should approach money, because I want you to think of every single dollar as your soldier, something that goes out and works for you every night and comes back in the morning with more soldiers. A lot of people ask how to save money, but I think the right question to ask should be how to invest money. Now, again, think of each dollar as a soldier that goes out to work for you at night and comes back in the morning with more soldiers. Every dollar that you spend, you're spending it on either building an asset or creating a liability. I'll give you an example. If you invest your dollars in an index fund, for example, and again, I'm talking about the broad history of index funds, you can earn a dividend, you can earn a return over a period of time. You're not going to get a return in a week or 2 weeks, and you shouldn't even think about money like that. Money should always have a long-term factor to it because after all, you're talking retirement planning. If you buy an index fund, if you buy a rental property, if there's a way for you to, let's say, do an employer where you have some sort of a 401k and an employer match, that's where your money actually helps you make more money. On the other hand, if you buy what's called as a liability, your money is essentially going down a black hole, going down a one-way street. If you're going to ask yourself, when is life going to be normal? I mean, what is your definition of normal? Is your definition of normal how life was in January and February? Going to a grocery store, bumping into someone else, being at a ball game, having a party, handshaking, hugging people. That was our sense of normal, right? At some level, we'll be dealing with this in some form or another. And I think the new normal will involve us wearing face masks, will involve us doing social distancing, will involve us possibly reconsidering whether we want to go to a social whether we want to go to a game, whether we want to sit shoulder to shoulder with someone else at a restaurant. Hopefully all of that returns back to normal. But again, until a cure, until a vaccine is found, I think that there'll be a fundamental fear in all of us. If you want to really be wealthy, really be successful, you've got to understand why money flows from point A to point B. And I'm here to tell you that money flows from point A and point B, obviously because you do a good job, because you're a good person. That goes without saying. But money flows from point A and point B because you understand why it flows from point A to point B. There are two factors that actually influence the flow of money. One is you need to be well known, you need to be famous. In other words, you need to be well known amongst the people who you want to get money from. So what I'm trying to say is, for example, let's take Kim Kardashian, for example. One of the reasons Kim Kardashian gets paid a lot of money just for showing up at places and just for doing what she does is she is famous amongst her audience. And I'll give you 3 factors that are important that will help you plan for your financial retirement, for your financial successful retirement. Now, financial planning for early retirement requires that you answer 3 questions. How do you want to live in retirement? How do you want to spend your money in retirement? That's number 1. Number 2, do you want to retire early? At what age do you want to retire? Number 3, what's a safe withdrawal rate? So at what rate should you withdraw your money so you don't run out of money? Maybe you even have a little bit of money left over to leave it to someone when you're gone. So the app that I'm talking about actually answers all of these questions, and I love this app because I actually refer to it on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and show you that app. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the app that I really like is called the MSN Money app. As you can see, it's available for free. I use an iPhone, so I'm presuming you'll have the MSN Money app on the Android. The Federal Reserve has slashed the federal funds rate to almost 0%. At the time I'm recording this video, it's 0.05%. Now, what is the federal funds rate? The federal funds rate is the rate at which banks borrow money from each other, and that rate is mandated by the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve essentially controls the rate at which banks borrow money from each other. Now, any economy, like any business, consists of buyers and sellers. The biggest buyer and seller in the United States is the United States government. So I started doing some research and I asked myself, how does the United States government get its money and how does the United States government spend its money? So I did some research and this is what I came across. About 50%, as you can see on this article. By the way, this article is from the Tax Policy Center. You can find this online and I'll link to this in the description below. But about 50% of federal revenue comes from individual income taxes, the taxes that you pay to the federal government. Half of all the revenue from the federal government comes from individual income taxes. 7%, just 7% from corporate income taxes. We're talking big companies and large corporations. Just 7% of the overall revenue comes from corporate income taxes. Another 36% from payroll taxes, which, by the way, comes from you, comes from your employer. So 36% comes from payroll taxes that fund programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. So the rest comes from a mix of sources. If banks borrow money at low interest rates, banks will then also offer money at low interest rates. Now, what this also means is that if you're a saver, if you've been someone who's been saving all your life, if you have a lot of money in a savings account, the interest you get in a savings account is now going to be significantly reduced. So for savers, it's actually a bad thing. But now here's where it gets really interesting. If you are a big bank or a big business, you can now borrow money at low interest rates. In fact, you can borrow hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars from banks at low interest rates. Before you start a business, you need to have what I call a message to market match. Now, what does message to market match mean? Now, I want you to imagine for a second what your expertise is. So on your screen, you'll see a circle that essentially demonstrates your expertise. Let's say you're good at teaching. Let's say you're a teacher and you're good at teaching kids. You're someone like me who likes being an educator, who likes being, you may or may not want to be in front of the camera, but let's say you like being a teacher. So let's say that that's your expertise. Now let's draw another circle and let's call that interest. So now let's take the circle of interest. So, now keep in mind, expertise and interest are not always a perfect match. Now, you could be an expert at something because you went to school for it, but quite honestly, that may not be your area of interest. And that's not very uncommon. A lot of us go to school for something. A lot of us are experts in something, whether it's public speaking, whether it's engineering, whether it's being a doctor, whatever it might be. But quite honestly, that might not be your primary area of interest, and that's okay. The key is, can we find something that matches our expertise, our interest, and the needs of the market? So let me jump to the needs of the market for a second. I'll show you a third circle that shows you the needs of the market. What is it that people want? What is it that people are looking for? What is it that other individuals will either give you their time or their money for? This is very important. This is a very important distinction, because I think that not a lot of us really understand it. What are the two most valuable commodities that individuals have? One is time, and the other is money. In fact, these days when we're struggling for money, I guess you could say money is the number one priority. But what can someone give you if they're not giving you their money? The next most important thing they can give you is their time. Why do you even want to invest? You want to invest $1,000 because investing brings you mentally, emotionally, psychologically closer to financial freedom. You can say, hey, I invested in something. I bought Apple, or I did this, or I bought some crypto, whatever the case might be. Investing money is an emotional and mental and psychological decision as much as it is a financial decision. What you invest in, the time horizon that you have, whether it's short term or long term, says a lot more about you emotionally and psychologically than it simply does about investing and growing money. You see, it's very easy to put money into a stock, or it's very easy to click a button and buy cryptocurrency or do whatever you might want to do. But the important question you need to ask yourself is, where do I see myself down the road? Am I setting aside this money? Am I investing this money for the short term, a couple months, 6 months? Am I investing this money for true financial wealth, for true financial freedom over the long term, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? In general, the longer term horizon that you have, and by the way, you can only do that when you've got enough money saved to get through a crisis like the one we find ourselves in now. But in general, the longer term horizon you have, the greater the probability that time will be able to fix your mistakes, your bad decisions. Now, why do banks lend money to big businesses and big corporations at low interest rates? A lot of banks lend money to big companies and big corporations at very low interest rates, and those same interest rates are not available to someone who wants to get a personal credit card, or to someone who just wants to go out there and get a personal loan. The reason the system is rigged is that banks have better relationships, have unique relationships with big businesses and other banks, and they can essentially have these, you can call them sweetheart lending arrangements with each other. If you have money coming in, please don't waste it, please don't spend it, and please use this time wisely. If you sit in a room and, like I said, play video games, or if you do things that are not enhancing your knowledge, you need to use this time to invest in your skills. You need to use this time to learn improved skills, learn better financial tips, learn to be a better investor, learn to be a better saver. Look at all your expenses, look at all the boring things that you would not normally want to do, because you can only achieve true wealth and true financial freedom if you're willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. Because if everybody basically did the same thing, everybody would be wealthy. It is when you do things that other people don't want to do, it is when you plan a few steps ahead. You're not thinking of tomorrow, next week, next month. You're thinking of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know that I appreciate you. The Ignition Time channel is like one big party. What I mean to say is, we are a strong community. My goal is to bring you the truth wherever it might lead us. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This is some information about me. You learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I invite you to become a part of our community. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. It doesn't matter to me whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, pro-Biden or anti-Biden. For me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm an American first. We are all Americans first. I want to welcome you to our channel. On the Ignition Time channel, my goal is to educate you about money. So it's raining money So it's constantly raining money, and we're constantly in a party mode, and we're constantly in a confetti mode. And I want us to be happy. Now, I know that a lot of us are starting to get the $600 stimulus checks, and I know a lot of us are dancing. No, but jokes aside, if you learn something new from this channel, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. Keep in mind that we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. You can get on our SMS alerts list. All I ask you to do is simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list moving forward. Now, you'll get important news, you'll get breaking news, you'll get important alerts, and you can opt out of these alerts at any time. If we release any kind of a training program, you'll be the first to get notified, because these training programs will be extremely limited. You can opt out of the SMSs at any point in time. No concerns about that. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. ignitiontime.com/alerts. You'll become a part of our VIP insider community. Again, by either sending a text message or by going to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. And you can then become a part of our VIP community. And you can opt out of the VIP community by email or by SMS at any point in time that you want. Now, one of the things I'm especially proud about as far as our community is concerned is how bipartisan we are, how intelligent, how respectful we are, and the fact that we engage in healthy debates in our community section. In the comment section below, there's a communities tab on our channel. So definitely comment below and become a part of our growing community. I've already seen many friendships formed in our community, which is amazing to see. Please share this video with 2 friends or family members, just 2 friends or family members. That would mean a lot to me. If you learn something new, please give me a like. Please give me a like. And also, if you're not a member of our community yet, just click subscribe and then enable notifications, and then you'll become a part of our growing community. I have a crystal ball, as you can see, and basically I make predictions about what's likely to happen with the country, with the economy, and with your money. I want you to be happy. Like I said, I want you to be in a party mode. I don't want you to be angry. I don't want you to be upset. I want you to smash the like button, but don't do it in a way that don't do it in a way that smashes the screen. Join us, become a part of our growing community. As always, you'll find a link in the description section below to all our resources. So this way you can dig deeper into the content that we release. So definitely check out the description section of our video. You can follow us on Instagram. Simply follow us on Instagram at ignition_time. That's our Instagram handle. That's ignition_time. You'll get exclusive news and content from us on Instagram. Now, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Twitter to get breaking news and alerts. Now, finally, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. Such is technology. So all I ask you to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and watch our videos at any point in time that you want. Thank you so much for watching. One last time, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. Bye.